Candida. Parasites! Oh my! Like, don't you even know what's going on inside of your own body, man? Probably not, because I know I sure didn't. But it's so weird, guys. Like, there's literally this whole mini verse of just little guys living out their lives in your, like, whole little gut microbiome. Like, it's crazy. There's these guys who just kind of sit in there and do nothing and mind their own business. And then there's the bad guys. And then there's the good guys who fight off the bad guys. That's the basic rundown of what's going on in there. But yeah, your gut microbiome is just filled full of these little guys just hanging out in there. And it's just pretty trippy when you really think about it. But it all started back when I went to Dr. Sky, our local naturopathic doctor's nutritional class, and I started to learn about nutrition, and I learned about things that I never even learned in health class. And I had already been kind of getting into the whole gut health thing. Of course, with being within Young Living, you see lots of things about it, and it's just always been on my radar. And then I started constantly bloating, and so then I started looking into it, which then I saw the class that was local in Lake Geneva, so I went to that, and that's when I actually had a couple sessions with the doctor and learned that I had parasites, and Candida is also super common in over, I think, 54% of the population has it but doesn't know that they have it, and its symptoms just range in like so many different symptoms. It's crazy. I couldn't even list them off right now, but a lot of times these symptoms are symptoms that people get treated for other things for, and then they end up taking like prescriptions, which causes other symptoms, which then they have to take other prescriptions and blah 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 blah, when really it could just be the root of Candida yeast. Your diet, your gut microbiome is the root cause to a lot of things, especially chronic disease. But yeah, so anyways, and the constant bloating is part of Candida, and the parasites and all that as well. So I decided that I was just going to cross diets. I was going to do a parasite cleanse as well as a Candida cleanse, and see what happened. A lot of the food items were similar, so it was pretty easy to cross them over. But yeah, basically the Candida diet is no sugar, no gluten, no dairy, no pork, and no alcohol. So it's like, what can you eat then? You can eat nuts. In fact, go nuts with nuts. And I have another video where I go through like my pantry items and I go in depth on nuts and all the other things. But I'm just going to briefly read to you some of the benefits on nuts because they're awesome. Like it says here, they're packed with vitamins, minerals, and disease-fighting antioxidants. These crunchy powerhouses really are all that they're cracked up to be. Okay. So peanuts technically are a legume. They are chock full of protein and fiber. Research shows that people who eat peanuts or peanut butter with breakfast are less hungry throughout the day. And I actually found an all-natural peanut butter it's literally just peanuts. And there's no sugar in the ingredients. You need to be very careful, like, especially like salad dressings. Like, you can't eat most salad dressings. Like, they all have, or like barbecue or like anything like that. Like, no. All condiments usually have sugar in it. But I found this really cool peanut butter, so this was great for the cleanse, especially eating like with apples and all that. Almonds, they're heart health darlings, helping to lower the LDL cholesterol and maintaining or raising levels of HDL, which protects your cardiovascular system. Almonds are actually considered to be like one of the like most perfect foods in nature. Like almonds are good to just snack on. Toss them in your trail mix, and then also get slivered almonds for salads. Pistachios, research shows that they can boost your gut health. Pistachios are high into antioxidants, lutein, and xenoaxanthin. I don't know, is that right? That can help reduce your risk of chronic eye diseases. Walnuts, they're brain boosting omega-3 fatty acids, work together to keep memory and cognitive function sharp. Cashews, these nuts are rich in copper, which are key for immunity, and magnesium, healthy blood pressure and blood sugar levels. Pecans, they can help improve blood glucose levels and insulin resistance, risk factors for type 2 diabetes. So yeah, and also Brazil nuts. Okay, because Brazil nuts are so good, and Brazil nuts, dude, they saved my life throughout this cleanse. I would take one handy little Brazil nut here. Okay. See, they're pretty big in shape, so I would take one Brazil nut, I would chop her in half, and then I would drizzle some honey, and oh my goodness, honey is a godsend, especially during this cleanse. But I would drizzle some honey over the top, and then some cacao nibs. And that was like my sweet fix. Especially just like downing teaspoons of honey throughout the day whenever I was super, super craving something sugary, or like a sip of my Ninja Red juice. And this, you have to be careful too, because it is such a fruit concentrate. It does have a lot of natural sugars in it, so you can't overdo it, but I would sip on this like throughout the day, especially if I was having a really hard craving that I needed to get past. So some food items that I have picked out that were specifically good for parasites, and some for Candida. And I'll list these off here for you guys. So I hope you have a notebook and pen if you don't pause the video and go grab one, because you are going to want to make note of this. So here we go. Parasites. Bitter greens, bitter melon, kale, collard greens, dandelion greens, water chestnuts, pineapple, papaya, and papaya seeds, if you can stomach them, coconut oil, turmeric, and for turmeric, I use Young Living's turmeric. Its absorption rate is much, much higher because it's got the essential oils in it. It's great stuff. Ginger, fennel, cumin, black pepper, cinnamon, clove, mustard seeds, cayenne pepper, garlic, green onion, cilantro, apple cider vinegar, quinoa, and barley. So yeah, that's all great. A lot of these I have in essential oil form, and that works just as well, if not even better. It's like a concentrated form, and like actually citrus oils like are healthier, like lemon oil for example. It's healthier to put lemon oil in your water than it is to squeeze an actual lemon in your water, because the way that it's cold pressed from the rind, you actually get a higher amount of nutrients that way. So a lot of times using the essential oil is actually more beneficial than like a store-bought spice. Now we'll go over Candida. Green veggies, so many veggies on this diet. Low GI fruits, so some of those are like cherries, pears, grapefruit, berries, oranges, green apples, whole oats, eggs, almonds, garlic, green onion, turmeric, cinnamon, rosemary, ginger, black pepper, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, probiotic supplements, apple cider vinegar, quinoa, mushrooms, snap peas, and no caffeine. So I'll go over again. This is like the food guide that I got from the doctor here. So I'll just go over food categories. Sugar, none, right? So sugar in small amounts, and for other sweeteners you can use stevia. They do offer like I think it's Sweet Leaf is the brand. They have like a flavored stevias too. I think they have like ones that are like soda flavored even that you could add into like carbonated water, soda water, and try to mock soda or whatever. But for drinks, really what got me through was, so you can have water, non-fruity herbal teas, and fresh lemonade made with stevia or unsweetened coconut milk, which that really wasn't my jam. So I was like, okay, non-fruity herbal teas. What did I get? I got chamomile. I've got red hibiscus. And I also did do some of the Young Living Sleek tea as well. It's a spice tea. So I don't know, it doesn't say specifically, but I chose to do that. Because it's not very fruity, but... And then I would also do the orange rose hip black tea from Young Living. And really what got me through, guys, were these Vitality drops. I don't know what I do with all these. These are like the Mios, but these are so good. There's no sugar in them, no fucking junk in them. Like, I can trust them. They're really good. Some of my favorite flavors that I use are the spearmint tangerine. And this one has energy. This one has energy as well. The jade lemon berry and the grapefruit bergamot has electrolytes. So some good fruits, again, green apples, berries, avocado, grapefruit, lemons, limes, melons. All other fruits are excluded. For meats, you can have, hopefully you like fish. I didn't like fish, so my options were pretty limited, but you can have fish, poultry, chicken, turkey, and beef. But excluded are all breaded meats, so no chicken tenders, and no pork. Pork actually is one of the ways that you can get like parasites, really from any kind of meat that's not cooked correctly, but specifically pork. Eggs, you can eat eggs with the yolk intact, hard boiled, over easy, over hard, sunny side up, poached, anything like that, but you don't want to eat them scrambled. So no dairy products except for you can have yogurt and butter. Vegetables, you want to eat lots of fresh vegetables. I didn't do any frozen or anything during the cleanse. I did fresh whole vegetables only. It does say you can have black olives that are not aged in vinegars. But vegetables that you do not want to eat are potatoes, yams, beans, peas, corn. So you want to exclude that. Excluding potatoes was kind of hard, but I did it. For grains, none. No grains on this cleanse. So I substituted quinoa. And that's pronounced Quinoa, I believe. Something like that. But it's not how it sounds. And then for vinegars, apple cider vinegar is really good for this cleanse. So especially when I was making salad dressings, apple cider vinegar came in handy for that. Also, olive oil is really good, grapeseed oil, flaxseed, coconut oil. And then it has nuts here listed again. So you want to do any raw nuts, including almonds, pecans, walnuts, cashews, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds are also good. So I kind of made up a little meal plan. And when I was doing this cleanse, I struggled for the longest time, and I put it off for the longest time because I just could not find like good videos or good really information on the diet. So that's why I'm going over this so extensively, so that way it's out there for people to see. But I made some breakfast ideas that I had during the cleanse were If I was going quick on the go, just a banana, or some yogurt and berries, an avocado, or in a hard-boiled egg, and then just to eat a bunch of fruit like some berries, melons, grapes, plums. For lunches, I did mainly salads. So I did a lot of kale, cabbage, arugula, spinach, Brussels sprouts, romaine, carrots, onions, peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, beets, avocados, berries, mandarin oranges, pico de gallo, banana peppers, radishes. Fennel is really good to put on your salads. And then also adding those sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and edamame on your salads is a good idea. And olive oil, balsamic, adding a little garlic, salt, and pepper, and that's really all you need. I would also add quinoa and chicken to my salads. And then for snacking ideas, I would do oranges, apples, avocados, berries and cherries, grapes, carrots, snap peas, green beans. I would make kale chips, which that's super easy to do. You just take some fresh kale, spread it out on the cookie sheet, drizzle it with some olive oil, some salt, pepper, garlic, and pop it in the oven until it gets a little crunchy but not burnt, and then you're good to go. And then I also made a trail mix that was just loaded full of nuts, dried like mixed berries, and some cacao nibs as well. For dinner, I did primarily beef or chicken. That's all I did because I don't like fish. But if you do like fish, you're in luck because you have some more options. But I would just really do like chicken with a bunch of different veggies, and then I switched up the veggies all the time. But some good things to cook your chicken with, of course, is like the turmeric, the ginger, cinnamon, cumin, fennel, green onions, cilantro, black pepper, lemon, lime. Make sure you're just like incorporating all those good things like into your dinners. Or just, like squeeze the lemon over your dinner, lime. I did like I made like a kind of like a Mexican style chicken. I took quinoa and then I actually put a drop of lime oil into the quinoa, mixed it up, and so it was like lime flavored. And then I put like the chicken on top with some pico de gallo, and that was really good. One night, just any kind of chicken with mixed vegetables. I love eating that for dinner anyway, so that was pretty easy for me. And then another thing that got me through was I had Zach made his homemade spaghetti sauce, and he actually like homemade it this time, like made the tomato sauce and everything like from fresh tomatoes. And then put the beef in there, and I got zoodles from Piggly Wiggly, and like zoodle spaghetti was my fucking jam during this cleanse. It was so delicious. And then for dessert, I would do like some berries, a teaspoon of honey, maybe drink like a little bit of Ninja, or I usually would do like my Brazil nut like thing at night. I think that was the hardest thing for me, was at nighttime. Like I'm used to eating like ice cream or something like that, or just something sweet, and that craving was hard to overcome. But you can do it. I have faith. If I can do it, you can do it. And then some supplements that I did on this cleanse. Of course, probiotic. I mentioned that earlier. Probiotic. You need a probiotic and a prebiotic. The prebiotic helps the probiotic work, so they work in conjunction with each other. And during the cleanse specifically, I decided to do like the hardcore stuff. They do have a kids version called Mighty Pro, which is like a little pixie stick thing, which I think actually tastes delicious. So I sprinkle that over berries sometimes and eat that, like instead of sugar over berries, or I'll just like down it and it's like a candy. That's what I usually do. But for the cleanse specifically, I wanted to get like the adult version. Like this probiotic supplement has 17 billion active cultures in it. So like it's intense stuff. It works really well. And then I also got Essential Zyme, just to add some enzymes into the diet. And I got for the cleanse Inner Defense, which is a supplement, like it's an immune support supplement. So it's also really good to take kind of like as you would take emergency, like that stuff when you feel like a cold coming on, and it may help fight that. But also, like, your immune support has a lot to do with your gut health as well. So I took this as well during the cleanse to help help that immune system fight everything that was going on in there. And then I would make my own capsules. I just get veggie capsules from Young Living or from any local pharmacy. And I use olive oil as a carrier oil, and then I would add a drop of Digest is Young Living's digestive support or essential oil that they have created, and it contains tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, anise, and patchouli. So it's a great blend. And then I would do Endoflex for thyroid and like women's support, and longevity, which it has frankincense in it. It's a very affordable way to get frankincense, and it's also got some other good oils in there that help just live a long and longevity life. But yeah, so I would make my own little capsule with that. Sometimes I would add in some thieves for immune support or peppermint, but I usually make my own capsule, and I take my own capsules as part of my daily regimen as well, not only just during the cleanse. But yeah, that's kind of the lowdown. Yeah, it was tough, and I had very high expectations of myself, but I think it's best to start off with like just a week, and then like ease into it. And you really want to just change your relationship with food afterwards. Like, you can't just go on this cleanse and then fucking binge out afterwards. That's not effective. And I believe that it really did change my relationship with food a lot, because like soda, for instance, I used to crave soda, or like anything sugary, like sugary snacks, candy, sour candies, like crave them like crazy. And then after getting off the cleanse, like soda is like a bit much for me. Like, I could still drink like 1 or 2 a day, but I used to be able to drink a lot of them a day, and I couldn't do that now. It definitely has like that sweeter, thicker taste. So what I try to do now is like 1 soda a day, and then just the rest water throughout the day, or tea. But I definitely noticed a significant change on soda, and then also ice cream too. I used to like eat a lot of ice cream. Like, I was a binge eater on ice cream. Like, here's my confession. But now when I eat ice cream, like, I eat a little bit, and then like I'm good. Like, I don't need to eat the whole container of Ben and Jerry's. Like, but yeah, so I've definitely noticed the change in relationship with food. I definitely tend to lean more towards vegetables and that. And also, that is one thing that I learned in my research, is that the more and more that you eat like sugary foods or like greasy, buttery foods, fast food, the more you will crave those foods, because those are like the little guys in your gut microbiome that you're feeding, and then they're like telling your brain, you're like, yeah, give me some more pizza, give me some more of that processed shit, like give me some more sugar, give me some more soda, give me some more of that ice cream, that cake, you're like feeding them. But when you start eating more vegetables and like leafy greens and whole foods, you're feeding them. So then they start telling your brain, they're like, salad sounds nice, like, yeah, like, and so then you start craving like the vegetables. And I've kind of noticed that happen too. So I think even just going on the cleanse for that purpose, just a change in relationship of food and just like that break from sugar specifically has done a lot and would do a lot for you as well. But yeah, you guys take care and stay healthy.